Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another indie comic review, and in this indie comic review I'm covering AWA's Upshot E-Ratic, Volume 2, Recharged, Issue 4 of 4 by Kare Andrews. And starting off with first things first, and that is in relation to the cover. Does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that's happening inside with the story? Not really a lot, but I do actually like what's been done with the cover, to which I give it an 8 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the internal art, which we look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. Well, seeing that this is the finale, I might as well go through the whole comic itself for this issue, because quite a lot actually happens with it. So as the story begins, we have the character of Ollie, or Oliver, and we learn that he is now a prisoner because of something that his old man did. And his father sort of sees him as a bit of a threat. The story continues, and we get to see what's happening with him whilst he's in this government facility of a prison of sorts. And we see a number of things taking place between Oliver and also his old man. And one of the things that we sort of learn with this is that they want him to activate his reborn powers. Story continues, and we return to the Mapleton School, or the Maple School, and we get to see what's happening with a number of the students here, literally under lock and key in their own way, prisoners in their own school, whilst Ollie himself is also a prisoner with his friend Kristen. So we have Kristen going to comfort him. And we also learn that the person who has him captive is also a reborn too. So talk about sly and cunning. So as the story continues, we get to see a little bit more happening with Oliver and also Kristen and a number of other people who are in the prison with him, until we start to get the beginning of a countdown. Or is it going to be going up? It's sort of left in the area of the unknown here. Oh, correction, cover rating was a 7 out of 10, not an 8. As we move into the internal art, we soon get to see what's happening with Kristen, and she sort of sees what's happening in the situation with Oliver, until, of course, we get Princess Ayana, who returns, and this time she is back with a vengeance. Because, well, they're messing with one of her friends. The story continues, and we also get the power of the Tidy Whities. And things continue in this particular situation, as in one instance we also believe, it's sort of brought across that maybe even his best friend could be a reborn, but it doesn't mean that she is. We get to see what happens with Iana here, and also who she's brought with. And we get something that's sort of like carried over from the first volume, or the first series, and he gets another kiss from the girl who likes him. Until we return to the household, and we see Caspar and his mum, and we finally get to see what happens at the end of the story. And Ollie also learns that his dad wasn't such a great dad after all, but in the process he's learned that he does have some really good friends beside him that support him. So for the internal art, I gave this a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the story rating. Seeing that this is technically the second volume, it would be nice to actually move into the area of comic references. To which, did we get any comic references? No, we didn't. Next is the area of time, which we didn't. Next is the area of location, to which we had the school at Maple, and also the government facility to which Oliver was being held in. The cast of characters consisting of Ollie E-Ratic, his dad. Of course, we get to catch up with his mum again. We also had Princess Iana, along with someone else that she had brought with her. And last but not least, we got to catch up with Kristen and Caspar and some of the other characters that make up the story. For the overall story rating, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.